All right, man. Let me get John the link to get him in here.
So yeah, tonight, guys, we're going to talk to John Cullen. We're going to go over the Charlie Kirk assassination. I think that's taken over social media like a firestorm. So there's
I
so many
mean,
different angles of people telling you it happened this way or that way. I think John's one of the best researchers. So we're going to see what he has come up with. And tomorrow night, actually, we got Ryan Matta coming on. He's going to go over all his research. And then I want to bring Eskinar on to talk about the secret society aspect of it all,
whew,
the
man.
the Erica Kirk connections and all the bizarre, undeniable, weird things going on there.
I can't believe I'm to the point where I just can't trust like Erica Kirk, the whole everything. I don't trust anything now that Charlie Kirk has passed away. Like I don't even know what to believe, man. So yeah, I'm really glad John's coming in here. He's got the link, so we're gonna wait on him, and he'll be here shortly.
Yeah, I mean, we all witnessed a guy get his head blown off the other day. What was it? How many? Almost a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago,
It was 20 days ago, man.
20 days ago. Holy shit, time
20
is
days
flying.
ago.
Yeah, I don't think that is good for the soul. Uh, I don't think that did anybody any good watching that.
Dude, I was watching a Charlie Kirk video when it happened. My dad texted me, he's like, Charlie
No
Kirk got
way.
shot. I swear, I got out of work. I'm sitting there eating lunch. It was like a video from like the last college he was at, 4 or 5 day upload, ago. Yeah. And then
Well, no, that would
I,
have it would have been an older video because that was the first stop on his tour.
yeah, well, I mean, just saying the video was uploaded like a couple days before, like before this happened.
Ah, okay.
And so I'm just sitting there, open Twitter, dude, open Twitter. The first thing I see is the video close up. I'm like,
See, I saw
Jesus
the first
Christ,
shot,
man.
the far
I
away
thought it was
first
fake.
shot first, and somebody said it was Nick Fuentes who sent it to me at first, and I was like, oh man, they're dead. And then I realized it was Kirk, and I kept scrolling, and I saw the close up, and it was like, holy shit, there was no chance. I think once everybody saw that close up, I mean, there was no way
Yeah,
that
man.
anyone had any hope of him surviving.
All right, John is in the house. Shall we bring him up?
Yeah,
Get him going. Hello, good sir. Welcome.
John, welcome back.
Thank you, guys. Good to see you guys.
Good to see
Definitely,
you.
man.
You're one of the first people I thought of when the dust settled on this whole thing. I said, I wonder what John Cullen is going to make of this whole situation.
I know. But yeah, man, what do you got? I mean, we kind of been
I did.
obviously following what you've been posting, and
Yeah.
we've been seeing everybody's theories across the board. And
There's too many of them. I feel like social media is almost getting flooded with
Yeah.
a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's almost, I can't even open my feed. It's like overwhelming.
It's a bit disconcerting. Guys, the geeky guys like Zuckerberg talk
Hmm.
about signal to noise ratio, crap like that, right?
yeah,
The noise to signal ratio is insane.
Yeah.
It's there's so much nonsense. I mean, do you guys remember how much talk there was about whether or not he was wearing a bulletproof vest?
That was
oh
the
yeah,
first thing right off the bat. They were talking about the ricochet.
For a week.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, he's not wearing a vest. What are you even saying?
He's got
It's
a
like,
t shirt on.
and it's a sheer t-shirt.
Yeah.
And even if he's wearing just a chest plate, like that guy, what's his name? Gary Melton or something from Paramount Tactical, was showing this chest plate. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't glue it onto your chest. You got to wear it in a garment. There's a thing you got to, with a pocket you got to slide it into.
Yeah. A white t shirt. I mean, it would have been noticeable that he was wearing something.
So there's a lot of stuff that just seems like a waste of time, and everybody's looking here, looking. This guy's tugging on this, and this guy's touching that. And I mean, you guys know I tend to focus on the geeky science stuff, right? I tend to go to the crack thump, the audio, and do
oh
those
yeah.
type of calculations. So that's kind of my thing. So the thing that was weird was early on, the first video that we were getting of him shot pretty much right in front. And so when I ran that through Audacity, I
That
was
close
getting
up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so I ran it through Audacity, and the results I was getting it was showing 143 yards. And the thing that was weird is that's where they were showing us the sniper's nest on the roof.
What's Audacity?
It's can I share my screen with you guys in the audience? Is that okay? Can I share
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can show you guys like what it is. So I'm not going to open up the software, but I'll just kind of show you what it looks like when I get in there and I do the stuff that I do. So here we go. And I'm going to go to screen share. And I think it's screenshot. Yep, that's it.
Tabs work. Browser tabs work best, but or video. Yeah, I see what you're doing. Yep, that'll work.
So what I do is I take the video and I extract the audio from the video, and then I put it into software called Audacity. And what Audacity, it's basically a scope, and I can zoom in and zoom out and basically measure the time difference between peaks. Right, so I can measure from the crack to the thump, because when you listen to it, when you listen to the shot, there's really two components. There's this supersonic crack piece, and then there's the thump piece. And the amount of time it takes to get from one to the other, if we can measure that, we can determine how far away we are from the muzzle of the gun, assuming certain things like a certain muzzle velocity, like 2,600 feet per second, 2,900 feet per second. The muzzle velocity will give you a different result, but not that much. Meaning, whether I put in 2,600 feet per second or 2,900, 3,000 feet per second, the difference is 6 yards, for example. All right, so that it's still giving me kind of a tight enough area, within 18 feet, right? So look to your left, look to your right. 9 feet one way, 9 feet the other way. It's not that far, except for the New York Jets. Don't tell the New York Jets to move 18 feet, right? So that's a whole nother story. First pick in the draft. So we're winners, even though we're losers. All right, man, what a mess.
I'm a Dolphins fan, so I don't feel.
I like the new uniforms.
No, I don't feel bad for you.
I like the. I think they're going to sell a lot of jerseys. All right, so back to the science of all this crap. I put the audio in the thing, and when I put the audio in this Audacity thing, I start measuring the peaks and all that stuff. And what happens is the results I get are telling me 143 yards. And I'm like, well, that's where the sniper nest is. So I start, I'm like, but the guy on the roof doesn't seem to have a gun. We got the guy in the black running around. And at no point do we ever see this guy with a gun, like clearly with a gun. Like everybody's like, well, if it kind of look, come on. If I'm running across with a rifle in my hand, you're going to see the rifle in my hand with a scope on it. Come on. So,
was there not a picture circulating like the first day of like somebody in like a shooting position laying down? I thought I remember seeing that, and now I haven't really seen it at all. Maybe
like that.
Like you said, it was just flooded with bullshit.
Yeah, and the FBI sends out the pictures of the guy in the stairwell. I'm like, all right, so then where's the gun, guys? Where you forgot to put the gun? There's no gun in the picture. And then they show us him running across the rooftop, and there's no gun there either. So I'm starting to wonder, well, all right, so we got a guy in black running across the rooftop.
Is that another Patsy thing?
Yeah, until I see a guy in the rooftop with the gun in his hand. You got, 3,000 cameras on campus?
Oh, I know. That's the part that blows my mind. I mean,
I find one of them showing us the kid with the gun in his hand. So, all right. So that takes us to Jason's discovery. So Jason Goodman and I had been doing podcasts together for 5 years every Friday. Like we were doing Christmas Eve podcast. We were doing New Year's Eve podcast. I mean, we did it for 5 years every Friday. I think I missed 2 or 3 because of the flu. And that was like it, man. We were every Friday for 5 years. And after Butler, we're kind of like, we should probably go out on top and we don't look like the Stones. I don't want to be using a walker to do podcasting. Okay, we're here to talk about the cover up this week. It's like, let's go out on top. And we just, we broke this Butler thing wide open. And, let's give some new guys a chance to come up. And he's been working with a whole bunch of new journalist guys who are great. So he does this thing and he gets this guy on his show, who was there, who was filming. And he's showing the footage. This is Jason. And I'm watching Jason's show, and I see the stuff, and I'm like, what the? And Jason's got the drones, right? So right there on the right. If you click on the one on the right, click on that little thing. So Jason is showing this. And I'm like, what? What? Those aren't DJI drones. I have a DJI Mavic something. I don't know which one it is, but the little.
I know who's been shot.
So Jason's got the guy who shoots this video on his show talking to him. And the guy sent Jason the original footage from the iPad.
Jeez.
So the iPad was storing it. So Jason got like the original recording stuff. And what Jason figured out was somebody was jamming the signal. This guy was doing a live feed. And the live feed got jammed 1 second before the shot. But the guy was recording locally. And he was recording locally because he got one. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these little mini routers. It's about this big, and it's an Ethernet router. And it has like 3 or 4 ports on it. They're tiny little things. It's got 3 or 4 ports. And the guy set this up in his backpack so that his camera and his iPad and everything was on an Ethernet network.
Okay.
And that didn't get corrupted. Jason, so Jason Goodman did 3D Spider-Man. He was like the cinematographer for 3D Spider-Man. I mean, he's a movie making guy. NYU Film School, like he knows all the code. We put the code in here, all the time code stuff. So when Jason starts breaking the stuff down frame by frame by frame, this is no joke. This is the original footage. There's probably no one more qualified to do, what would you call this, forensic video analysis than Jason.
Does this page?
Yeah. So I think he's got 1 or 2 of them. He's got
crowdsource the truth also, right?
Yeah, JG_CSTT. I think that's actually his bigger page. JG_CSTT. And he's got all this stuff on there that we're talking about right now. So he finds these things in the footage. And again, his whole thing is crowdsource the truth. People were sending him things saying, hey, Jason, is that a bird? Is that a thing? So he documents all of them. He's got birds. He's got wasps. All right. And then he's got things that are clearly not birds or wasps because they're zooming across the screen so fast. You don't even see them. So if you go back, you can go back to my page. Go back to my page. I think I've got it pinned on my page is the video, and yeah, it's right there on the right. So you click on it, and it's like, how's Candace Owen ignoring this? How's Benny ignoring this? How's anybody who's not insane ignore it? Dude, these are.
I know who's been shot.
These are going like 100 miles an hour. And nobody in the venue here is aware of it. Nobody's pointing up at the drones and going, hey, Mikey, look at that thing. Nobody's noticing. And these things are wailing across the quad here.
How fast you suspect they're moving? Is there any way to tell that?
There's ways to kind of estimate it based on how far you think that distance is. Is that like 150 yards, 200 yards, 100 yards? So based on those distances, you're getting speeds about 100 to 150 miles an hour. Because it's only in the frame for 4 frames out of 30. All right, so it's 430.
And there's no kind of civilian drone that could go that fast, is there?
And there's multiple. He's got 2 or 3 or 4 of them in here, zigzagging, going. One's going this way, one's going that way. One's looks like it's catching on fire. Maybe it overheated the battery. It's got smoke coming out of the tail as it flies away. But that one's up high.
Took a shot.
I don't think so. It was kind of high. So for look at this one here. This one, see that where it's down by the concrete? It's like, where the hell
Yeah.
where the hell are these things coming from?
Yeah.
And how is this not front page news? Like, well, in
There's
other
a
words,
bunch of stuff that I'm wondering why isn't it front page news? Like,
well,
There's-
but
all we know, all they tell us on TV is there's the shooter. Like,
Yeah,
that's
this
it.
is-
Like, that's it.
Dude.
Like,
who has
come on.
sex with furries and trannies?
But-
Like,
but
It's
look
such
at-
bullshit.
I mean, to me, like, you got to be able to triage. You got to be able to say, okay, well, which is the craziest thing we've seen so far? And to me, it's not anything but this. I said, when Jason came on the show, and I said to him, this is the game-changing evidence. This is the evidence that changes, the narrative. We just went in the toilet.
What about the whole microphone thing? The guy in the front row pulling the thing in his pocket. That whole thing.
It's all red herring horseshit. That's it. I mean, I got to believe the FBI loves that stuff. This has nothing to do with
All the
this.
signals. All the
What the
signals
hell does it have to
falling
do
in
with this? What are you going to tug on your lapel for one of these things to do something? What the fuck? It's got nothing to do with this.
They're
Which
just-
seems more sinister? Tugging on your lapel? I tug on my lapels every time we do a show. I'm sitting here doing this shit. It means nothing.
I'm sure you did digging. Did Charlie Kirk's security team ever use drones in the past for security?
They
Or
have
anything like that?
They had a drone there, but the shots that they were able to get were the like the mega aerial. Like they went up to like 250, 400 feet and took the straight down shot during setup. They were not granted a permit to fly during the event.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were not granted.
I figure that would be something a YouTuber would want. To cut up a video. It would be something cool.
Exactly. So it's been 3 weeks now. So if this was the Utah Valley University Drone Club, which we know they have, well, where's the footage, guys? Why haven't you
at
come
this
forward
point.
on TikTok and said, hey, guys, we were racing around the quad that day and we got a bunch of footage of Charlie getting shot. Where's that, guys? If they haven't come forward.
Yeah, I mean, say it was the drone team or whatever. If they do have that, like you said, they do.
They do.
Haven't they come? Yeah, if it is, then they should have and would have come forward.
You'd think.
Yeah.
I mean, again, if it was us, if we were there that day, and
Now,
we were
has any official
forward and going, dude, look what we got. We were flying that day.
has any official law enforcement acknowledged the drone or anything
No.
in any aspect?
It gets worse, dude. It gets so much worse. It's way worse. Let's go back to my homepage. Go back to the zoom out, right? Because we're there already, right? Yeah. All right. So we zoom out of this. All right. So what's the thing on the left say?
You send me a text. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, that seems like technology you'd think they would already have in the bag. But as you know, like we don't hear about what they have or what they're using until 10, 15 years after the fact.
Something like that. All right. So here's what happened that day. So this is a little disturbing because that aircraft that you see right there in that story,
Yeah.
that exact aircraft was adjacent to the murder scene 3 hours before Charlie was shot. 3 hours before Charlie was shot, that plane, which is a Hades spy plane trainer, meaning it's like, the first two that they came out with to make sure everything works right before they make the real one. That aircraft, 3 hours prior to Charlie being shot, was flying from El Paso to Kalispell, Montana. This is actually the second leg. And the first leg was in the morning. Let me see if I can show you the morning leg here. So the first leg was in the morning. And let me show you the return trip, because this is probably the most dramatic one. So the return trip was 24 minutes after Charlie was shot. So it's twice in one day. All right. So it comes in the morning, 3 hours
Why?
prior.
Why?
It's what kind of like we're just trying to connect some dots, right? We're just trying to connect dots. All right. So this aircraft, the Hades spy plane trainer, the morning that Charlie is shot,
This is a
does
pat.
this type of maneuver, right? Comes down from 41,000 feet cruising altitude to 203 feet above Lake Utah. This is a Bombardier G6500. This is not a small aircraft. And it comes down to 200 feet above the lake, slows down to like 120 knots, and then goes back up to 41,000 feet.
How are you able to obtain that information?
That's public. This is on Flight Aware, Flight Radar. This is Flight Radar, but you can get this on Flight Aware, Flight Radar, Skyglass, and it's still there. You can pull this up. Anybody can pull this up right now. You need it because it's 3 weeks ago. You need to have like a subscription now, but I recorded the whole thing. Right. So we've got the whole thing, from here to there, and it does it twice in one day. It's like this is recorded. This is a matter of record, and it's that plain. So it does it in the morning, and then when it comes back in the afternoon, it's 24 minutes after Charlie is shot.
And about how many miles did you?
Less than two. So look at the map. Can you see the map? You see the little yellow?
Yeah.
The yellow thing is the plane, and here's Orem. And so it's flying right by the university. And in fact, it's at its lowest point, adjacent, tangential, 90 degrees to the university.
Now, I'm sure you probably went and checked previous flight patterns. Has this plane done this in the past?
Yes, but not at this lake. So it's done this type of maneuver at other lakes, but not like every day. Like it's not an everyday occurrence. It's not like that's what this thing does. It's not like it's a fire plane or something scooping up water.
This is the route it takes every night. Yeah, okay.
So, and in fact, just the other day, it flew from Kalispell to El Paso again and didn't do this. Just 3-4 days, 3 days ago, and didn't do the loop-de-loop. On this day, it does. Dude, it's coming from 41,000 feet to 200 feet and then back up to 41,000 feet twice in the same spot the same day that Charlie's killed, adjacent to the murder scene where we see UAVs. And so it's kind of like, so wait a second. So we see UAVs there, and the plane that we see there is the UAV plane.
That catches them. Yeah.
Launches them. I mean, they don't really talk about catching them too much, but, they like to keep certain things secret because they're afraid the Russians will.
I imagine if they can launch it, they could catch it if it's a drone.
All right, so go back up. Go back up a sec. So there's a like an email, one message above this one. Back up one more message. There you go. So somebody who follows me sent a request to the airport at Provo and said, can we have the communications between you and that aircraft? And they wrote back.
Oh, investigation.
So unfortunately, Provo City is not allowed to release the requested records. The records are being used in an ongoing investigation and have been classified as protected under Utah code. Whoa. Why would you need if it's a furry transsexual? If it's a furry transsexual with grandpa's Mauser 98 that doesn't have a serial number, why are the records from the airport classified? Well, I've got them talking to the tower anyway. What do you think? This is going to stop us? This doesn't stop us.
This just lights the fire.
Right. So right before you morons classified it, it was still available. And we got it. And so we have the audio of the pilot talking to the tower at Provo, and this is the pilot of the Hades spy plane. All right, so it's this Hades spy plane trainer. Okay, so people say, well, it's not really the Hades plane. Okay, there's only two of them, and this is one of them, and they're the trainers until they put all the big stuff on, whatever. But again, there's only two of these things, and this is one of them. And it's at 200 feet adjacent to where Charlie's getting killed 3 hours before and 24 minutes after. This is the pilot talking to the tower of Provo.
Tower Axel 10 is with you inbound on the RNAV 13 low approach.
Axel 10, Provo Tower, fly the correction. Axel 10, Provo Tower, fly the approach to minimums, report the missed approach.
Axel 10 will fly to minimums and we'll call the missed.
Now, the thing is here, Provo wasn't on the flight plan. The flight plan is El Paso to Kalispell, Montana. What the hell is he doing missed approaches for? What, you're coming down from 41,000 feet to 200 feet? It's not on the flight plan.
Yeah.
You
What
forget-
are you saying happened here?
Yeah, I don't know.
They came down low, released some drones, or what's?
I don't know, man. Well, you know,
There's
maybe
so many different angles to this. How?
what could this be? And then we got them doing it again. We got another. This is so one is in the the morning and one is in the afternoon. Here's the other one.
Axel 10, traffic straight ahead is a Cessna at 5,500. We'll be making left traffic.
Looking for the traffic, Axel 10, and we're on the missed.
Axel 10, maintain 9,000, fly the published missed approach.
9,000 published missed, Axel 10.
Axel 10, you're above that Cessna traffic. Contact approach 118.85.
1885, roger.
So he's at 9,000. There's a Cessna at 5,050 or 5,500. Yeah, and it's another one of these missed approach things they're going to do. So it's basically they've got cover for why they're in that area, right? So now we can say, well, we were doing missed approaches at Provo. But Provo is classified. So this is all classified. You can't get this anymore. You can't hear this. He doesn't sound Israeli to me either. Right? If that guy was like one of those falafel guys on the falafel cart, I'd be like, dude, that's not one of our guys. That's one of their guys. But he sounds very white to me. But I could be wrong. That could be but he sounds very Air Force-ish or very CIA-ish or something like that. And what are you going to say?
There's just so many angles to this. What if Trump and Butler actually got killed? Would we be going like this?
This would be
deep, or-
times 20, right? I mean, fuck.
I just
Or more.
What
So
is this cover
Right.
up?
Right. So this starts to beg a whole bunch of new questions, which is, what the hell's going on here? And did Donald Trump want to kill Charlie Kirk? I don't think so. I don't think Charlie Kirk was that big a pain in the ass. Who would want to kill Charlie Kirk? And how the hell does our government end up in the midst of all this shit? With spy planes and UAVs? I'm not saying the UAV shot Charlie Kirk. I'm just saying
They were there.
Something going on. There's and the fact that nobody seems to want to talk about it, that's got 1 million or 2 followers. How is this a topic for conversation if you're, Candace Owens or Mike Benz or Benny, Benny's on the payroll. Benny's on the payroll at TPUSA.
I cannot take those people. Well, Candace, I understand. She's passionate about it. She's going a little off the deep end, but the Benny Johnsons of the world, they're just, I'm done. They're just on the surface. They get their email probably with what they get to say. That's what I feel about them at this point.
Again, Benny's drawing $160,000 a year from Turning Point USA. I don't know if you guys knew that. To me, that would be good money, right? So if I was on their payroll, they were sending me $160,000 a year. I didn't know the Benny Show had any affiliation with Turning Point.
I didn't either.
Like when he does his show, it doesn't say the Benny Show, a Turning Point production. There's
Right.
no Turning Point scroll on the bottom.
Yeah.
So I didn't know anything about that. So the thing that makes all this, this is the sister ship, by the way. So the one that was flying around the Charlie scene is N1098L. Its sister ship is this one. So there's two of them. Army wants to test air-launched drones from a Global Express business jet. The planned trials tally with previous comments about launching the drones from the new Global 6500 based Hades surveillance jet. So that Hades surveillance jet is at the scene of Charlie getting killed, and there's a whole bunch of drones there. And nobody, like Tucker Carlson and Joe Rogan, don't find that a little bit odd. They don't find that a little bit suspicious. They don't want to talk about that. And the fact that the airport communications are now classified, and nothing odd. And we got a transsexual ferry, and let's talk about the microphone.
Yeah.
And some guy's tugging on his lapel. Dude, we got UAVs flying 100-something miles an hour, and oh, by the way, the jet is for sale. I forgot to tell you guys that. We can buy it. So if you guys want to set up a GoFundMe, kidding, it's for sale.
It's kind of like the crime scene, how they've already paved it over. They destroyed it.
They remodeled it, yeah.
That's kind of, I mean,
Oh,
the whole thing is insane.
So check this out. You again, you're not going to believe this. So the jet that did all this, which one is this? This is spy plane for sale. Check this out. 50 million.
The actual one that was flying that day?
Yeah.
Why? What's going on,
They
man?
can't fit enough CIA shit in it, so they need the bigger one. So they're going to upgrade and look at the interior. They got all the spy.
Yeah, they got everything.
Mapping. I mean, dude, I say let's set up the GoFundMe. We could raise this in 10
Wait,
days.
so a civilian could buy this?
50 million. 50 million. Anybody can buy it. Anybody can buy it. 50 million. It's for
I just
sale.
didn't even know like that they offered it. I mean, the price is insane, but
Well, I think they take out, the spy stuff. It doesn't
Sure.
include the spy stuff, but it's got terrain mapping. I mean, that's hot stuff, right? And, you fly it in there. It's just 50 million bucks. It's for sale.
now it's for sale. That's fucking crazy.
So it's
I mean,
there.
I don't know what to make of it all, man.
To me, it's like it would be creepy if we just had the spy plane twice in one day at 200 feet.
Yeah.
And what the hell's that doing here? Twice.
But now it's a spy plane that specializes in drone surveillance and
we got a ton of drones flying all over the place. It's like it's obvious those are drones. And when you watch the footage with Jason, he goes through and shows you the birds. He's like, look, I said it looks to me like an egret or a heron. It's like it's that clear. And then he's got wasps, and you clearly see the wasps. So it's like then when you see the drones, it's like, well, that's obviously not a wasp or a bird. We were just tracking birds and wasps.
how big do you guys suspect it is? Like the actual drone? Is there any way to kind of guesstimate that?
Probably not that much bigger than, and they're booking.
Yeah.
They're zooming. And I just was reading about a patent that Amazon has for noise reduction on UAVs. So basically the way that noise reduction headphones work, like Bose noise reduction headphones, it's using an anti-phase signal that is basically the opposite of what's coming into the headphones, and it cancels that out. Amazon took that technology and said, well, we can put transducers on the exterior of the drone. We know what noise it makes. We can put that on a microphone and figure that out. And if we just broadcast the opposite of that wave, it'll make almost no noise. And Amazon has that patent. and I publish that. So if Amazon has it, well, then DARPA has it. DARPA's probably had it for 10 years already. So Amazon's got the patent on being able to do noise suppression on the drone, so they're not so noisy. We see them flying all over the place here. We've got the U.S. Army Hades spy trainer at 200 feet and stall speed.
Yeah, the stall speed is where it's like,
It's at 120 knots. That's the landing speed.
yeah,
It is
200 feet. So how far is the air base from there that it took off from? Or do we know which
El Paso, Texas.
is okay?
Flies from El Paso, Texas to Salt Lake City, which is about 2 hours, hour and 90 minutes, something like that. You get to Salt Lake City, you descend from 41,000 feet to do a loop-de-loop at 200 feet adjacent to the murder scene, and then climb back up to 41,000 and continue to Kalispell, Montana, which is near Glacier National Park. I mean, you can't go much further south and north. El Paso's the border, and Glacier National Park is on the border. You go into the Sun Highway, and you end up in Canada. You end up in was it Alberta or something like that. So, the plane's flying all the way from the southern border all the way to the northern border at cruising altitude, and midway in the flight, it drops down to 200 feet and does a missed approach on an airport that wasn't on the flight plan.
I've never seen an event where the more evidence gathered creates more confusion and questions so much. This is what I don't understand all this. Like you're telling us all this information, and I'm absorbing it, but at the same time, I'm like, what about all the other shit? Who did this? Like, who killed the guy?
To me, all the other shit just became a distraction. When you're talking about CIA spy planes and UAVs going 100 miles an hour, and everybody's ignoring it,
yeah.
Well, that's definitely suspect.
That means you ignore the microphone, you ignore all the huffy puffy and the shirts and the tough and the tugging and the hands. It's all horse shit. You gotta. The CIA spy plane doesn't need the dude to tug on his thing. All right, you don't stand next to the target and give hand signals.
So what are you saying? What do you think that could have happened?
I have no idea, but I know where the shot was taken from.
All right, let's hear it.
Did the acoustic analysis, right? So when you run the audio through Audacity and you get the timing and you measure the time and you know, well, how fast sound travels, and you can hear the crack thump. Let me see if I can get the crack thump stuff for you guys.
UAV. And then I got other. I mean, I don't know how far you've gone with the whole autopsy stuff and all that, but the produced video of her praying over his coffin, that's all fucked up
Pretty
to me.
creepy. Yeah, that's all pretty creepy.
Yeah, very creepy.
Yeah. But again, to me, that's all like what's called circumstantial evidence, right?
Yeah.
So,
this is why we called you. We like to get these kind of receipts.
But that's not where the shot came from. It's like I'm all about where'd the shot come from, and if I can figure out where the shots are coming from, I might be able to figure out, who shot him, right? So I kind of look at things from that perspective, and that's how I did the Vegas shooting. Same thing with Butler. It's like, where's the shots coming from? What's happening here is this is changing the Butler scenario. Because now we saw UAVs in Butler, but we were assuming those were, the good guys, Secret Service, something
Service, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And now I'm not so sure.
Opens doors for,
Okay. So,
Yeah.
right. Is becoming kind of game changing. I'm still looking. Hang on, bear with me, guys.
Well, then you got Netanyahu the other day talking about basically alluding to how you have to move with the times and how, in warfare, they're basically, he's like drones, he says, but I'm not going to get into that. It's just like,
exactly.
I think you posted the video. I may have seen it on your page.
Yeah, he's talking about social media, and he's talking about drones in the same sentence. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? What's
Yeah,
on
it's-
your mind?
yeah, not a good look, bro. All right, here we go. Here I got the video. All right, so I'm going to play this. This is recorded by this guy. I think it's Adam Bartholomew. And this is the original audio. This is the gunshot. There's no blood, so there's no gore here. You guys aren't gonna, get grossed out or anything like that. So let me share this with you guys. Here we go.
And that's kind of back to like the love one another thing. It's like love everyone.
Love everyone, regardless of race.
Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys coming out here.
We appreciate you. Love
Are
you
you gonna
too.
go down and see get closer? Are they like restricting you guys up here or what?
Guys, crowded. It's just there's just so much. Before we had a flag and we had it to position up and so it would be in the camera. It made us move.
What was that?
All right, so it's right there.
So is this the video also where I just seen today
Yeah.
where they have a guy in the red shirt like right behind these guys? I don't know if you saw it. I wish I could.
Red shirt. I don't know about a red shirt guy.
Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, continue on. I'll pull it up.
On the far balcony, yeah, all the way on the far balcony.
Then he
Yes.
has the hat on and everything. Someone did a close up. It's actually that hustle bitch account, John, we were talking about before.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There's some people out there. Yeah, I saw some of that, and it's a little weird. But let's just focus on the sound of the shot, right? So we get the sound of the shot.
Are you gonna go down and see get closer? Are they like restricting you guys up here or what?
Guys, crowded. It's just there's just so much. Before we had a flag and we had it so it was positioned above the tent so it would be in the camera. It made us move.
What was that?
So that is what I'm putting on the scope. All right. When I put that on the scope, it'll tell me what the delta is between that crack and the thump that we hear after. It's like we call it crack thump. So let me pull that up and I'll show you kind of what the results are. And that's from this microphone, meaning, so from where he's standing, which I go into Google Earth and I map where he's standing based on, let's see. This is the one.
This is wild.
Here you go. All right. So he, in this diagram, the guy who was just recording that is the purple pin that says Bartholomew. You guys see that? There's a purple pin. So this, purple pin says Bartholomew. That's about where he's standing, and I can tell that because there's this concrete structure across from him. All right. So the concrete structure, you guys see that? Okay. So that is right across. Oh, I screwed up.
No, that was me.
Oh, okay. So the concrete structure is directly across from where he's standing. In other words, he can see that in his video. Well, I watched the video, and that thing is like right across from him. So okay, so standing, give or take, right about where that purple pin is. So what I do is when I put it on the Audacity, it tells me from the crack to the thump is 0.131 seconds. And then I say, okay, so if it's a 30 caliber round, like a 300 blackout or a 308 or a 7.62 by 3.9, something like that, it's not a 30-06. 30-06 was like COVID, like it came from a bat, right? It's like, no, it's not 30-06. They just want every deer hunter in America weighing in. Right, I hunt with 30-06. I shot a deer. I shot the deer in the head. Okay. It's not 30-06, but it is a 30 cal. And that means it could be 7.62. It could be 300 blackout. It could be any of those more tactical rounds that makes more sense in a modern scenario than a deer hunting round, right? So 30-06 is basically a deer hunting round. Mm-hmm. So when you put it through the scope and you measure it and you say, all right, so if the muzzle velocity is between 2,600 feet per second and 2,900 feet per second, what kind of results would that give us? And that's the difference between the yellow circle or arc and the red circle or arc. So one of those is the slower speed, 2,600 feet per second, is the one that's a little bit more distant, the yellow one. And then the red one is 2,600 feet per second. Excuse me, the red one is the faster round, 2,900, and the yellow is the slower one, the 2,600. So the faster it is, the closer it is, right? But in that band is kind of where the results are telling. That's only 6 yards. 10 feet. Again, to the New York Jets, that's big. 18 feet, right? 9 feet to the right, 9 feet to the left.
I'm looking at this overview, and it's blowing my mind of how many cameras would be in there.
Okay.
You know, it's crazy.
Now,
what does the college said anything that the FBI came and took all their?
We've got some footage of the FBI guys walking around on the rooftops, but I don't think the FBI. Again, it's like the Vegas shooting. I don't think the FBI had a clue what was going on.
You think they got the call after and was just like, "Hey, clean this shit up"?
Yeah, and they're looking around and they're like, "We got nothing." And then if they do get access to these cameras at the university, what I think they're looking at is a guy dressed in black runs up on the roof with a backpack, lies down, does nothing, and then a shot is fired and he gets up and runs away. And there's no gun. And that's why they can't show us footage of the guy with the gun, because there is no footage of the guy with the gun. The guy on the roof, I believe, I mean, this is speculation, is like a first-year CIA guy. Just graduated from the farm. One of your first missions, no weapon, no ID, would give you $210 in cash. That's it. You're going to be in all black jeans, black hoodie, black hat, sunglasses. No weapon, no ID. If you're caught, you heard gunshots, you were scared, you're running for your life. What are you kidding? You ran straight across the road. Hell yeah. Or jumped off the second story if you could have. You got nothing with you. You got a backpack with a bunch of dirty laundry. If he gets caught, but he doesn't get caught, he makes it out to the roadway and he's picked up in a car and they drive him away. He's a decoy. Without him, we don't have a shooter. With him, we don't have a gun. Where the hell is it go? Where's it? Where? You found a Mauser in the woods somewhere? Where's that on? Where's that on?
And he would have to assemble it again, right? From the narrative they're telling us.
Where's it on body cam? Show us the cops walking through the woods, and one of the cops goes, "Hey, Mikey,
here it is."
Oh, yeah. Why is there a SpongeBob SquarePants towel here in the woods? This looks a little bit suspicious. Come, let's check it. Somebody call the dogs just in case. Where's all that footage on the body cam? Yeah. If we're walking around looking for a perp and we're walking around the woods,
at this point, this guy was still on the loose.
Right. You don't think we got our body cams on? Dude, we're walking around looking for a freaking shooter. Of course. We got our cams on. I got my pistol out. I'm looking for the freaking shooter. I'm walking around the woods. Of course I got my body cam on. I'm getting ready to engage. No? Nobody had the body cam on?
There's like 6 patsies at this point, in my mind.
Well, you got the old man
with no answers.
Started yelling, "I did it! I did it! I did it! I shot him."
Who knows? I mean, the guy, he may just be an agitator, right? I mean, he may just be the kind of guy who, when they're like, "Hey, you, put your hands up," and he's an agitator guy, and he's just like, "Oh, really? Why? You think I'm the shooter? You think I did it? F you. I'm not putting my hands. Oh, I'm the shooter? Okay, I'm the fucking shooter. Okay? I'm the shooter. I did it, you assholes."
Didn't he pull this shit at 9/11 and the Salt Lake City bombings? And
there's a lot of fucked up connections, with him.
Does
They
he
scrubbed a podcast where he was talking about all the events he was at.
Here's the thing. Whenever you get new evidence like this, when you get the spy plane, the UAVs and all that shit, you then say, all right, what the hell does that guy have to do with a freaking CIA spy plane? Probably not much. Unless he's a CIA operative or something. I mean, you know, he seems a little old to me for this
I mean,
type
the fact
of shit.
that he was at those two events too makes me think.
Yeah,
I'm
he
sure.
could-
I'm sure you're aware of like at the MK Ultra program. I think my theory is that this kid went up on the roof, maybe thought he was that whatever gun they gave him, he thought he was going to kill Charlie Kirk, and he thought he was going to take the shot. Maybe he did take some sort of shot, but nothing happened that he did, and then now he's the patsy.
Did you see the footage of him at the car show?
No,
Did you see that? All right. So I'm trying to remember how long it was before. Go
Well,
ahead.
you were showing me this video about the noise, right? Right before we came on, somebody
Yeah.
had zoomed in because I didn't recognize these kids talking, and I'm like, oh shit! So look right back there, yeah.
Yeah, no, I saw this, and one of them's got a backpack. No, I saw it. Yeah,
Backpack, the fucking hat. I mean, it matches the description to
Yeah.
a T.
yeah. So they could be framing that kid. I mean, that's totally possible. But let me show you something. This was from a car show. I think it was 3 or 4 months prior. And there's a guy who's gonna talk, an Indian guy. And when the Indian guy talks, there's a guy who walks by in the background. He's gonna walk left to right. He's got a backpack on. You'll see him. And watch that guy. Now it looks to me like it may be this kid, this whatever, Tyler Robinson, just with some more facial hair, more growth on the facial hair. So let me share this with you guys and show you this. So give it a minute, and he walks by in the background. All right.
Safe with him in an SUV, and it seems to be like the right type of car for him.
I think the range is only going to get better. Sorry.
We don't want to drive gas cars anymore.
Yeah, no more gas cars.
Yeah. You can see I'm kind of a misfit here, but don't tell anyone. I've just bought an electric car.
I think it's really great for families and for little babies with all the safety features that these SUVs have.
But what you're really seeing is that technology is going to be very, very important in terms of how we go forward.
It was
You see the guy walk by in the background there? Watch in the background, left to right.
very important in terms of how we go forward.
That guy with the book bag?
Yeah. All right. So one more time. Watch.
Very, very important in terms of how we go forward.
All right. So the thing about all this is entirely fake. None of these people were real at all. This is entirely AI generated. What? None of these people were real. None of it. This is not filmed at a car show. There is no car show. She's not real. This is all entirely Google VO. Now, the reason this is a problem is because about all we have of Tyler Robinson is this. And this doesn't compare to what I just showed you. Meaning, what the hell is that? That's, my kid could do that compared to what we just looked at? What the hell is this?
There's the one video I had posted the first day it happened where he's getting accepted into college. That's the only time I've ever seen him speak or talk. Or have you seen that one? I'm sure you have.
Yeah. He's reading the letter. He got accepted. He got a scholarship. So that's at 18 years old. You get that. That's 4 years earlier. We got an arrest at some Dairy Queen or something. The cops pull him over and he's talking to a cop. That's 3-4 years ago. So now, is there evidence that this kid, Tyler Robinson, wasn't killed on his bicycle in the wee hours between September 9th and 10th?
Wait, what?
Is there, right? I mean, if Tyler Robinson, in other words, every day in Utah, 20-something-year-old guys die in car accidents, bicycle accidents, skiing accidents, hunting accidents, gored by an elk. Every day in Utah, guys this age die. All I need is to call the morgue and say, Charlie, what do you got? What do you need? Any kind of mail. What do you got? I got a guy last night went off the cliff about 3 a.m. We haven't notified anybody yet. All I need's a body. And now, if this kid who maybe was in the yearbook, maybe was pulled over by the cops 3 years ago, maybe did this kid mountain bike off the wrong trail, impaled himself on a tree last night at 8 o'clock, is in the morgue. And they haven't been able to get in touch with the parents yet. And they need a body. And the FBI, dude, it was 30-something hours later.
Yeah.
The FBI is standing there with looking at each other like, what the we got a guy in black sweats running across the roof. And he lies down like he's doing yoga, and there's no gun, and we hear bang, and he gets up and he runs away. That's not our shooter. It's like Vegas. They get into the suite and they realize Stephen Paddock didn't shoot anybody.
Because the narrative was he changed his clothes on the roof, right? He changed into all black. That's what they were trying to sell us. Then he changed back in. Okay. Bullshit.
30 hours into the story, they've got nothing. And what do you do? What do? You tell everybody, well, yeah, we're going on day 4. Still going for the guy who killed Charlie Kirk here at the university. Kids, don't you dare come to class yet. We don't know what the hell's going on. All you mountain bikers, we want to give that up. Come on, it's like Vegas.
Yeah, I mean,
Vegas, they get up in the room, they realize the window's not broken. They're all looking at each other like, this isn't the guy. Now what do we do? Well, in Vegas, they waste no time. They're used to lying out there, right? So Lombardo goes to the microphone in 90 minutes, tells everybody, well, we got the lone gunman. He's used to that. But in Utah, it takes them 33 hours. It's like, really? You had to say 33 hours, Cash? You couldn't say a day and a half?
My mind.
You couldn't say a day and a half. You couldn't say...
Right behind the Masonic beehive of the state flag over his shoulder.
Say less than 36 hours the guy turned himself in. You couldn't say less than 36. You had to say 33 hours.
Well, he corrected himself. He said 36 and he goes 33.
To be precise.
It was like, come on. So and I'm not a big believer in all that stuff.
I know you're not. I know you're not.
But it's like, dude, when you rub it in our face like that, it's like, come on. 33 hours in, he turns himself in. So you don't have to explain any detective work as to how you found them.
Oh, they're patting themselves on the back like they did this investigative fucking thing, and then turns out the kid's dad turned him in.
Right. So his dad turned him in, maybe because they make a phone call and said, Mr. Robinson, we have some tragic news. It appears your son was killed on his bicycle last night around midnight. Looks like he was run off the road. Like Nikki Hayden, the professional motorcycle racer, was killed on a bicycle. Your son was killed on a bicycle last night around midnight. The FBI would like to talk to you. They'd like to put you and your family in witness protection.
Former law enforcement too.
And they're willing to give you $10 million in Bitcoin in order to help save democracy. Can you participate? Because we got a lot of Bitcoin that we keep picking up from all the bad guys. We don't know what the hell to do with it, so it's like free money. So we can hand out Bitcoin. Nobody really knows. It's not taxable. And we'll give you $10 million, put you in witness protection. And your son tragically passed away, but we need your help. Do you have any photos from the yearbook?
You know what gets even weirder too?
This is alive. I'm not convinced this is a living, breathing person yet. This is all we've seen of this guy.
Yeah.
Show me a perp walk. Show me him walking with the sheriffs with the handcuffs.
It's been 20 days.
Well, didn't the transgender that disappeared too? They can't find that. Yeah.
Where's Anderson Cooper or David Meir? They're sympathetic to the movement.
Right?
Where's Anderson Cooper? Right?
Yeah, I haven't heard much from
We
him.
love furries, right? Furries are sexy, right? Right?
And it's great. You know, they created the perfect person to hate that the right would just fucking hate, right? A transgender guy, you know, some guy banging a tranny that's into furries, like
right,
just,
furries.
they
I
couldn't
said
paint it.
Unless one guy was black and the other guy was Jewish, this is the biggest dog whistle in history.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Yep.
it's a transsexual furry.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
With a
They
mouse,
want the rage. They love the rage.
with a Mauser 98, shooting a 30-06.
World War II guy.
So it's a red herring, red herring, red herring, red herring. Now let's get a couple of the morons to talk about exploding microphones. We saw Israel deploy those exploding pagers.
We did. So that kind of gave some meat on the bones to that one for me, anyways. When I heard the theory, I'm like, well,
I saw the footage.
I saw the beepers go off. They went off like bombs, like boom, exploded a part of your body.
And Charlie Kirk's wearing a white T-shirt. If that had been an incendiary, it would have charred edges. There'd be burning on the skin and on the fabric. It's like an M80. If an M80 goes off under my tie, you don't think the shirt's going to char? There's going to be brown edges here.
Now, do you think that is an exit wound we're seeing or an entry?
He was shot from the front because again, so that was the curves I showed you. So the curves, the arcs are showing you the crack thump is coming from that vicinity. It's coming from about 75 yards out. And that's where it's coming from. And so the weird thing is that's where we see the drones flying. We see them in that airspace zooming around. And so the question is, did a drone shoot Charlie Kirk? Like, that's kind of crazy. I mean, we don't know if we have that type of capability to take like a rifle shot, like a precision shot, hit somebody in the neck from 75.
I gotta imagine they do. That doesn't sound too far-fetched, right?
Again, I mean, we got $100 million spy plane. We got UAVs zooming around so fast nobody even realizes they're there. Are those guys looking suspicious? Hell yeah. Are they flying the UAVs at 100 miles an hour with one hand in their pocket? I doubt it. And when you get to the spy plane, you get to UAVs, it's like all of a sudden exploding microphones sounds pretty stupid. It's like it has nothing to do with this. What do I need an exploding microphone for if I got...
if you got a spy plane, you're going to want to get everything out of there quick, fast, and gone.
And 24 minutes after he's shot, this puppy comes in and it's gone.
Potential evidence laying on the ground. You know.
Good point. Did anybody find any drones walking their dogs in the days afterwards? In other words, any of these UAVs were they, hey, look what we found in the parking lot of Home Depot the next day. Look, I was walking my dog down by the swamp down by Lake Utah, and look what we found. This strange thing. It says U.S. Army, do not touch. Nobody found anything. Why? Maybe that's why they came in 24 minutes after. I don't know. To me, you just take all the evidence, you keep accumulating evidence, and then when other people ignore the pivotal evidence, that's when it gets creepy. It's like, how does Joe Rogan ignore this? It's like you'd think Joe Rogan would be like, how the hell do I get in touch with Jason Goodman? How the hell do you find this stuff? Get your ass out here to Austin, sit your ass in the chair, smoke a doob with me, and tell me what the F is this, Jason? And how is that not happening?
Yeah, we're not a weekend after this. This is 20 days.
3 weeks later, everybody's... And by the way, Jason was on...
Everyone seems to agree that this was a professional hit job, right? That seems to be the consensus that most people agree with, other than buying the FBI narrative.
Right, and the point there, in other words, the data's there, flight aware. You guys, the tail number's N1098L. It's in flight aware. You can go pull it up. September 10th. It left from El Paso. It flew to Kalispell. Then it did a bunch of other stuff. And then it goes from Kalispell back down to El Paso and does this. It's all in the system. It's like, Doesn't matter which one of the websites you go to. The data is there. It's ADS-B transponder data. And we have the recording of him talking to the tower. We know he's doing the missed approach at 200 feet.
Yeah.
In other words, this is not a theory that they're there. The
And
UAV,
multiple things can be true at the same time.
right?
There could have been these guys running distraction in the crowd for
Absolutely. But again, the guys in the vicinity of Charlie, if you know someone's going to be shot, you don't stand within 10 feet of them. No one in that vicinity knows he's about to be shot. And so all the focus on all those people is distracting from what I think is the gorilla and the elephant. You got an elephant in the room, which is the drones. You get the gorilla in the room, which is the spy plane. And people were talking about exploding microphones. All you got to do is pull up the footage from the Israeli attack with the pagers. And you say, no, come on. The clothing's all burned.
Yeah, their mid parts were getting exploded out. Yeah.
Like, there's smoke coming out of your neck. It's not an explosive charge on a microphone. It's not the guy's tugging on his shirt if you got UAVs flying 100 miles an hour. And if I'm part of the mission and I know the guy's, I'm not standing next to the guy. What, I'm going to tug on my thing to tell you to shoot him? F you.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've been sitting in a crowd or waiting for a concert, and I'm sitting there like this, and I'll go like this, or fucking, just it's a natural thing. And when you put it in slow motion, it makes it even look more.
Yeah, you start hyper focusing on it, and
that's what's going on. That's the problem right now.
Right. I'm using the science of the acoustics to say that's really hard to fudge. It's hard to fake it. Originally, when I thought it was 143 yards, it's because I was getting the audio from the PA system, because the filming was people in front and the audio was coming from the PA. And that's why it was telling me it was 143, 145 yards. Once I got the audio from this guy, this Bartholomew guy, he's standing off to the side. We barely hear the PA. We hear the rifle shot. Mm-hmm. And so that's clear audio. Then I got another video from the other side that's far enough to the side that the PA is not the dominant audio. The dominant audio is the direct shot. And that measurement and the measurement from here are both about 75 yards. And where they meet is about 75 yards out from Charlie. And that's where we see these UAVs flying around. So it kind of begs the question, was he shot by a UAV? A lot of people think, that's crazy. That's insane. That's like impossible. But when you see the spy plane and you see it's like...
Well, I mean, we took that Soleimani out with the fucking drone halfway across the world in an armored vehicle.
I don't know. I'm trying to collect evidence and put the evidence together. And right now, the crack thump stuff is telling me 75, 78 yards out from Charlie. And in that area, we see these things. You see it right there. It's flying right there. Like right there. That's it. That's the spot. And that's what makes this kind of kooky. Is right where you see it right there is where the crack thump indicates the shot came from.
Any other businesses or anything?
So I'm not saying it came from the unit. I'm just saying the crack thump says it came from there. And we see a UAV there.
Yeah.
And we got $100 million spy plane that's for sale for $50 million because they keep things have more landings than any other plane for sale, like online. Like every day they fly it from here to here to here to here to here to here, and it lands like 5-6 times a day. So this plane's got more landings than any other aircraft you're going to see. It is active. And it's still flying around. And we got the voice of the guy who was the pilot, right? We got the voice of the pilot. Doesn't sound Israeli to me. It's not a Mossad aircraft. That's a U.S. Army aircraft. Not Mossad. So did President Trump want to kill Charlie Kirk? Does some rogue faction in the Pentagon want to kill Charlie Kirk? Did some rogue faction in the Pentagon get paid by another country to kill Charlie Kirk? Was this a barter deal? Did we get some falafel in exchange for killing Charlie? I don't know guys, I don't know what the hell's going on.
I mean, we're pretty much flying Israeli flags over here at this point, so you never know.
Again,
It might not sound like a Mossad guy, but they might be buddies.
I'm just collecting evidence and saying, to me, the creepy thing is that Benny Johnson, who gets $160,000 a year from Turning Point, isn't losing his mind over this. That Andrew Colvett, who's appearing, isn't losing his mind. Where's Frank? Frank isn't going, what the hell is this?
None of his close people are questioning it. It's great. Yeah.
Candace is putting. I'm having a fit about everything but this.
Has she even mentioned it? As
I
far
don't
as you know? Yeah.
That it seems to have military connections.
Yeah, they all
Honey,
do.
The plane is right there, baby. It's right. What are you worried? It's on the thing. This
It's
is not
all right.
speculation.
You're convinced it's a professional hit job, then at least look into this.
Right?
I mean, yeah.
How do you ignore it?
Yeah.
What is the
Intentionally.
rationale for? No, those are clearly peregrine falcons hunting.
Well, these are
sparrows.
gatekeepers we're talking about too. All these names you're talking about, these are the we are the media, and it's a lot easier to buy these people than it is Fox News, where they got to spend billions of dollars. They could throw a couple $1,000 at these people a month and get them to say
Here's
whatever the hell they want.
All right, but you hear guys like Theo Vaughn talking about how he got screwed out of $4 million. I'm like, $4 million? How the hell did a redneck like you even get to talk about $4 million? You got screwed out of $4 million, and then Steven Crowder's talking about renewing the show for $50 million.
Yeah,
Steven Crowder. What is he doing that we're not doing here? Other than
right?
fancy lights and a brick wall behind him, and he thinks he should wear his gun on the camera. $50 million.
I know.
And Tim Pool, what? Tim Pool's pulling down $3 million a year, $4 million. What the hell? What are these guys doing? Where's all that money coming from? Procter and Gamble?
Yeah.
Who?
The gold company.
Where, are they selling that many pillows?
Right? No, you make a good point. I mean, it's.
Are you making a living doing this? You guys, is this your full-time thing, and this is how you make a living?
No, man. I had to go punch a clock at 7 a.m. this morning.
I just worked 10 hours before I got on here.
It's a full-time thing, man, and I'm telling you, the guys who work at McDonald's laugh at what I make. I mean, this is barely getting by. I've been doing it 8 years. Incredibly grateful to the people who support me.
Sure.
But at $5 a supporter, it takes 1,000 people to get to $50,000 a year, right? So it takes 1,000 people to
let's
support.
help them out, huh? Let's.
So I'm telling you, this is not an easy thing to do, and that's why you see new people coming up as like new investigative journalists. It's like, how the hell are you making a living doing this?
Right.
I do this full time. Butler, Vegas, COVID.
This is
asteroids, it's like, and I've got 75,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, we make a little bit of money on monetization from posts, but it's really nothing.
It's crazy. I'm not monetized.
You could never live on it or anything, even dream of living on it.
Yeah. So from the get-go, I decided I don't want to monetize on YouTube because I don't want to be subject to their rules.
The rules, yeah.
Right? And so this way, if there's no monetization,
they're not going to come after you.
I get to use fancy music too, because the money from the ads goes to the music creators. So because I'm not monetized,
cool.
so people are like, how are you able to use all that like Fleetwood Mac and stuff like that? I'm not monetized. So the money goes to Fleetwood Mac. They get the ad revenue from my videos. So they love it, actually.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Okay.
I didn't know that was how it worked either. That's cool.
I'm not monetized. Yeah. So I'm not monetized on YouTube, and I'm not monetized on Twitter. Either or. So the only way I make a living is through Patreon and Subscribestar. So for those of you that want to support this independent journalism, go to patreon.com/I am John Cullen, and you can sign up and for $5 a month support this stuff. Cheaper than Spotify. Not quite as musical, a little scarier. But Man, oh man.
Well worth it. No, John, you're the best researcher that I've had the pleasure of interviewing.
Thank you. By the way, I did have a guy support me at $1,000 a month. He died a few years ago.
No, God rest his soul.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, he kind of changed my life.
I'm sure that's motivating, man. If someone believes in you like that will motivate the shit out of you.
Yeah.
That type of support put me to the point where I could do it full time, and like that was the difference. Was his $1,000 a month, and it turns out there's a university in Canada named after the guy. He was that big a philanthropist, and he was supporting supporting me and a bunch of other guys with contributions, and was sending me $1,000 a month. And then it stopped, and I thought I said something that pissed him off or something, because he wanted me to look into geoengineering and the streaks in the sky and whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm not into that stuff at all. And so I wrote it back and I said, I think that's horseshit. That's just
It's not your cup of tea. Yeah.
Yeah. And I never heard back from him again, and the $1,000 stopped coming, and I figured I pissed him off. And a year later, I found that no, he died.
Oh shit!
Passed away, and his estate, put an end to all the credit card stuff. But what an amazing guy to anonymously send me $1,000 a month for this type of. I was so humbled and so in shock by it that I didn't know what to do. It's like I never spoke to the guy, never talked to him, but he did email me from time to time. He would send me some stuff and say, "Check this out. Take a look at this. What do you think of that?" But it's amazing how there are people out there like that can change your life.
That's a really cool story. Yeah, no, you made a great point, man. I had never understood, like you said, these numbers that these guys are making and how.
Yeah, and where are the followers? You're talking about these guys, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million followers, and I'm struggling to get to 175,000. That's a major accomplishment for me. To get to 150,000 was huge. So, and with the type of content I publish, I got meteor craters and the maps and, ballistics. And it's not like I'm publishing boring looking stuff. And it's pretty high STEM material.
Absolutely. No, if you're into not wanting to go down the mainstream media rabbit hole bullshit, John's the guy for you. And for $5 a month, I mean, that's nothing.
Indeed.
So go and support.
Check out Jason's work. Jason thinks he was shot from behind.
I was just going to say, you think it's from the front. That's why I brought this up. I want to hear what you think about that.
Like I've said this before, if we agreed on everything,
be gay.
That would be gay. Right? So,
yeah. I remember you said that during our first interview, and I'm like, you are spot on, man. Like, I'm going to steal that one from you.
That would be cool.
He's the one that said that.
Yeah.
I agree with that too. Wow. It's like, come on. All right. So Jason thinks he's got evidence of the shot coming from behind, and God bless him. He should explore that and, flush that out. And that'll happen, right? I'm just going off the acoustic stuff, right? So he's going frame by frame in the videos and kind of documenting what they call like MPEG compression artifacts and stuff like that. It's out of my league. I mean, I don't know about that stuff. I'm doing the acoustic stuff, and from the acoustic crack thump, it's telling me it's coming from the front, about 75, 78 yards out, along that trajectory that would have indicated where they had the what would you call him, a dummy a decoy guy on the roof. So that along that same trajectory, just a lot closer. And again, I'm just going by the acoustics. I'm just going by the crack thump stuff. What Jason sees, could be legit. And we might have both, right? I mean, we hear the crack thump. We hear the bang, right? So something happened. And the something that happened appears to be 75 yards out. Was there something else that happened at the same time? I don't know. Again, he's looking at the video frame by frame, and I'm going by the audio. So to me, that's okay. It's like, you go to the west, I'll go to the east, and I'll see you in Nova Scotia. We'll meet somewhere.
About
That's what I figure. So I don't get too worked up about it.
Isn't that the
Yeah.
witness protection program?
No,
I lose you guys?
I said no.
Valhalla.
I said why don't we meet in Valhalla instead?
Looks like I lost you guys.
Did we lose him?
Oh, I still hear him.
Yeah, I
Hello,
still hear
hello.
you. You hear us, John?
Here, we'll send him out, send it back in. Let's see. Come out, bring it back. How about now?
Can you hear us? Oh shit. Well,
Yeah, this is a lot. This is a lot, and I can't believe it's gotten to this. Like
Maybe
the levels of this. Is there a oh, he's gone now, but he might come back. Is there a chance that the shot that he's hearing, the shot that we all the audio that we all hear, could that be another patsy sound? Somebody just shot a gun and just to give you that, you know what I mean?
for the microphone to pop up, I mean, we're pulling so many strings that it's just like, and I think
Can you
that's
hear
what they
us?
want.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the more the more distractions, the better.
Especially for the shit show they're running. I mean, do you expect any more information to come out from the FBI? Any more evidence to be shown to the public?
It depends on if anybody jumps on this bandwagon. If Candace jumps on the bandwagon, if Joe Rogan jumps on the bandwagon, if Tucker Carlson does.
You just named the 3 people that it would take, I think,
right,
to really change the
Now, all right,
trajectory of all this.
So maybe there's baby steps. All right. So Ian Carroll, right? So Ian and I kind of like each other, but we rib each other, right? So I call him a bitch or whatever half the time, and
Right, it's fine.
But he seems like a decent guy, right?
Yeah, my interactions with him seems like a good dude.
He seems like a decent guy, right? Yeah. He's either one of the best they've ever produced out of Langley, or he's a decent guy, right? He's one of the best they've ever had, or he's a pretty cool guy. So Ian's been talking about the work. Ian's been mentioning this stuff, and he's talked about our work before me, and my work, Jason's work on Vegas before.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and he's talked about it, but he and I were supposed to do some podcasts together. He kind of blew me off, so it pissed me off. So I called him names and stuff, which I tend to do because I've got Asperger's and I'm an asshole. So that's what I mean. It's like a friendly, banter, whatever, back and forth. But again, it's like if he said, "Let's just do a podcast," I'd do it in a minute, right? I'd do it with him in a second. He co-hosted for Candace when she was out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They kind of teamed up. Yep.
Right. So he's talking about it. If he can start to realize this is bigger than any other thing that he's talking about as it pertains to the Charlie Kirk event, and he gets Candace to start to do the same thing, then maybe Joe Rogan, maybe Tucker.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, to me, the fact that Tucker hasn't reached out to Jason already and said, please come up to Maine, show me how you found these damn things. Show me the difference between the birds and the bees and the wasps and the things that are none of the above, and walk us through this. I mean, what the hell did you find here? I mean, this is game-changing evidence. How are they ignoring it? How's Tucker ignoring it? How's Joe Rogan ignoring it?
The branches
Jason,
of the CIA.
It's like,
I mean, I've always thought that, you know what I mean? Like, they're not going to get these giant platforms and $50 million contracts out of thin air.
So,
again,
the reason, and again, people say, well, how come you haven't been on Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan is like the platform for conspiracies, and you got Vegas, you got the meteors, you got the COVID with the chicken thing, and you got Butler, and they talking about Congress, and Joe Rogan's got,
someone was asking me about you, a friend of mine. They were like, well, don't you think John Cullen might be a spook? And I said, well, the main reason I don't think he is because he's not getting the push that all the rest of the spooks got.
Look at me versus Mike Benz. All right, so
Exactly.
Mike Benz was State Department. Now
That guy was nothing. All of a sudden, he's on Joe Rogan, Sean Ryan.
What did he do? What did he say?
I don't even know who he is or what. Yeah, I have no idea.
So, did he solve something? So tomorrow is the anniversary of the Vegas shooting, October 1st. And for most people said, it looks like your work on the helicopters and the MBS assassination is kind of the go-to thesis. I mean, nobody's come along with a better research thesis that says it wasn't Maiteb bin Abdullah, Mohammed bin Nayef, Mansour bin Mukran. Nobody's done this level of research and produced an alternate thesis. And that means, this is probably what happened 8 years later. And Kash Patel was the chief counsel for Devin Nunes back then.
Interesting.
And Devin Nunes was the head of the House Intelligence Committee, which means they know all this stuff. And Devin Nunes
know all this stuff, yeah. And before they even took this new round of jobs,
right?
Yeah.
He's the CEO. So Kash knows what happened in Vegas. Devin Nunes knows what happened in Vegas. The people who are in that House Intelligence Committee and the the Gang of Eight that gets the intelligence stuff, they got to know this stuff. So they just keep these secrets from the public because they think the public is too stupid to be able to handle the truth. And, whether it was September 11th or Vegas, and then it was the COVID thing, and then it was the asteroid thing, then it was Butler. And what we see here in Utah is forcing us to go back to Butler because we saw these things flying around in Butler. And we thought it was probably just a Secret Service guy because we knew there was a secret. Again, Jason called the damn guy. Jason calls him up and says, "Is this Ed Castro, the drone pilot?" He's like, "How the hell did you get my number?" That's not the point. Are you the drone pilot? Jason calls the guy. He's got his name from the call sheet. So Chuck Grassley published the call sheet, but it was redacted. Jason got the unredacted version of it. Gets the guy's name, calls the guy up. And he's from Nevada. But he was the listed drone pilot, UAV pilot, for the Secret Service that day. He's not a Secret Service employee, but that's who they have listed as the pilot. So, okay, so that must be, crazy. Yeah, that must be Castro's thing flying around. Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe there's 2, 3 in Butler. And Castro was out of his league. He's flying the little DJI thing, and these guys show up with the real stuff. I don't know. We got to go back to Butler. Remember in Butler, I thought there was a shot coming from the trees.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't coming from the trees.
Maybe it came from that drone.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't the dude in the trees, and the cops go up the ladder looking for the guy in the tree, and there's no guy in the tree. How the hell did the shot come from here if there's no dude in the tree? And all of a sudden, we may have our answer 15 months later. I'm not saying
we might get to that answer, but what the other answer we need is why.
Why kill Charlie Kirk?
Yeah.
The one guy that's out there, encouraging public debate, that's public discourse, and they kill the guy. It's insane.
Here's a crazy theory, and it's a little kooky, but when he dies, when Charlie Kirk dies, he was somewhat feted. They wanted his body laying in state at the Capitol, right? And we're going to have October something's Charlie Kirk Day. I'm going to put Charlie Kirk on the dollar bill, and it's holy moly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's 31 years old. It's I'm sure he's a good guy and everything. But what about the Vegas shooting? 60 people were killed that day, right? I mean, it's I get Charlie's a good guy. But he was like a unifying force.
Yeah. I didn't realize it either, how powerful he was.
And everybody came to his funeral. Everybody on the right side of the aisle was there. And I think after Jason's report of the UAVs at the Charlie Kirk event, I think they canceled the missing man flyover and they closed the roof.
Yeah, I remember you alluded, I did see one of your posts soon after. I think you were like, this could be a really bad place for all these people to be if we're actually dealing with a drone attack.
I think they were going to try and kill the president at that stadium, and I think the roof was going to be open for a flyover. Trump flew into what's become kind of a famous Air Force base. Luke Air Force Base is right near here. And Luke Air Force Base is Space Force. All right. So F-22s doing the missing man formation. It's right. They landed Air Force One right now. It's at Luke. Air Force One that day of this event is a Luke Air Force Base. And when you pull all this stuff up in Google Earth, Luke Air Force Base is less than like 5 miles from Glendale. So they're right there. So doing an F-22 flyover is nothing. It take off, do the flyover, and we're back in 10 minutes. It's that close. Doing a flyover here would be no big deal at all, given the proximity to Luke. And the stadium's got one of these opening rooftops. I think they canceled the flyover and they closed the roof. I think that Jason's reporting got them thinking they could fly these things into the dome of the, whatever the hell this thing is, fly them in. And if nobody sees them flying around the campus, how's anybody going to see them flying around inside the stadium? The stadium is huge.
Yeah.
The difference is in the stadium, you got 60,000 people
with cell phones.
But everybody's tugging on a jacket. Everybody's fixing their collar. Everybody's touching their hat. Everybody touched their ear.
Oh, yeah. They would have a heyday.
Right? You get 60,000 potential perps. And anybody who touched their nose, anybody touched an ear, anybody touched a hat, you're suspect. You're suspect. Yeah. I think they're going to kill the president and maybe a bevy, maybe the president, MTG,
whoever was standing in that vicinity. Yeah.
Who knows? But I think they closed the roof and they avoided a catastrophe. And I'm still worried that plane is still airborne and 1098L is still flying around the country.
Because say this was an inside CIA job, you would think they would have had like a better put together fallout plan.
Nobody knows about it except for Jason. Right? Jason didn't see the UAVs.
Yeah, true.
Nobody else, right? Nobody else done it. In other words, they got away with it except for him. If he didn't, I didn't catch a UAV. I didn't find a UAVs. Right?
I'm just saying in general, but I guess that might be by design. All these other theories that are floating around and the tranny and the that kind of shit.
The tranny ferry thing, the transsexual ferry, is absolutely FBI Quantico basement. How
about the text messages? Like I did it.
It's the same guys. They're in the basement at Quantico and they get the Doritos.
Well, it seemed like you said, like it got dropped on them and they're scrambling. Like, okay, how the fuck do we fix this real fast?
Exactly. So they come up with the dog whistle. Again, unless they had made it that one guy was an Orthodox Jew and the other guy was a black guy.
Yeah. What else could you want?
What other buttons are you guys going to push?
I know.
Every
rage button you could look for.
Or they were organizing dog fights like Michael Vick. Right? So they were organizing dog fights and their transsexual furries.
That's when they decided to go through with the plan.
So already the conversation moves to, should we not allow transsexuals to own
guns?
That becomes the dialogue.
Yep.
They love that, like with the Vegas shooting. Should we outlaw bump stocks?
I love it. What the fuck was a bump stock? Yeah, no one even heard of a bump stock before.
These are M240s on the side of a helicopter. What the hell are you talking about? So they love this shit.
Yeah.
They love the talk about the microphone.
Oh, that's why he came out. They had to know the 33 was going to drive the fucking internet nuts.
They love it. Push some more buttons. And they know 30-06 is going to get every hunter in America that's ever shot a deer.
Oh, yeah. Everyone was like, look at this exit wound. Look at this exit wound.
Exactly. You got it. Everybody who's ever shot a deer now comes forward and is an expert.
Is an expert. Yeah.
You got it. They flood the zone. It's what Steve Bannon talks about. Flood the zone. And what it does is, we talked at the beginning of the conversation, Zuckerberg talks about signal to noise ratio. If you flood the zone with horse shit, with the bulletproof vest, the microphones exploding, the real story is getting swamped.
Yeah.
Right? We got drones and we got a spy plane, and everybody's talking about the microphone. What the hell? We don't need an exploding microphone. We got $100 million spy plane there twice and a whole bunch of UAVs. Guarantee you the microphone's got nothing to do with it. By the way, the DJI microphones are outstanding. So if anybody looking for, don't be afraid to buy it because it killed Charlie Kirk. It didn't. It's a great product. So that's all I got, guys. I got to go tend to my to the hounds, or they're going to rip my arm off. When I
Appreciate you, man. Please
yeah,
come on
John, it's
anytime.
always a pleasure, man. This was thanks for breaking this down for us, because like we just discussed, there's so much misinformation and shit going on out there. And if we stick to the receipts like you brought, maybe we can get a little bit closer to this outcome that we're all looking for.
Yeah, again, I'm just trying to zero in on it, and we're gonna bang into the wall every now and then. We're gonna get some scratches and some dents.
Sure,
it's okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's okay.
if you get something new, a new development, and want to just randomly come on, we'll go live. Just bring just like this.
Yeah.
No. But the idea is we're trying to refine the hypothesis. We're trying to zero in on exactly what happened. This is new stuff. We've never seen anything like this before. And it's scary stuff. If they've got the ability to show up and kill somebody and blame somebody that may not exist, or somebody who died in a bicycle accident 24 hours earlier, and nobody's the wiser.
Yeah.
And it's like, if one guy in the country hadn't gone frame by frame, they would have gotten away with this. It's kind of stunning. And, I don't, at this point, I think we just got to keep our noses to the grindstone, keep studying more footage. We need more footage. Anybody who's watching this,
The footage.
anybody who knows anybody who was at Utah Valley University that day, please, if you have footage, if you were up near the cafeteria, the food court, and you were filming from there, we need your footage. Please get in touch with me or you guys or Jason Goodman, Crowdsource the Truth, and get us that footage, because we need original footage from the venue so that we can check more timings. The more microphones we have, the more we can zero in on where the shot came from.
And there
Right, if
has
I
to
got-
be more footage out there, even by civilian.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody
So many
watching
cell phones. So
who was
many
at
cell-
UVU, anybody knows anybody that was at UVU and may have been recording and thinks it was nothing, right? Thinks they didn't get anything of importance.
Yeah, send it anyways.
You may have, right? We don't need Charlie getting shot for your audio to be of value. So please, anybody who knows anybody who's got that, get it to you guys, get it to me.
Yeah, I'll get it right to John. If you guys can get it to me, or John, go right directly to him. But yeah, please. I mean, it's out there. It's definitely out there. There's no way it's not.
Hell, folks, right? Hell, write, tweet with your Congress people, your senators. How are they ignoring a spy plane at 200 feet? It's a U.S. Army spy plane. It's a Hades. It's there twice. You're not curious? All I'm suggesting is, just like with the Vegas shooting 8 years ago, is this not worth further investigation?
Absolutely.
That's all.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying
100%.
Stone shot the guy. I'm saying,
yeah.
Doesn't this warrant further discussion and investigation, Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, Kansas Owen?
A person actually in charge of like some serious shit, not just the commentators.
Yeah. Whenever the president's ready for some real leadership, I'm glad to run that hellhole, and we'll close
You
that.
got our backing, man.
I'll sell the firm. I'm gonna put all the chairs on eBay. Why do we need a federal police force? The Department of Justice needs their own police force. Get the hell out of here! I'd sell everything. I'd keep the guns and sell the furniture. Love you guys. Thanks for having me back on the show. I really appreciate it.
You're the best, John.
Man.
We'll talk soon, man.
Thanks a million.
Yeah,
good
you're
night.
the best.
Talk soon. Bye bye.
Bye. So that was interesting, huh?
Wow. I mean, that just just got me thinking more and more of what is bullshit. So I'm gonna go online and look at more videos, look at all the stuff Ryan's sharing when we talk to him tomorrow, and try to.
It's only you get more fucked up because we're gonna talk to Ryan. He's gonna have a lot of
Right.
stuff to go over, and
Right.
then when we talk to Eskinar, that's when it's gonna blow everybody's heads because that's when we're gonna get into secret societies, who's pulling these strings potentially. Sex Kittens is his wife, Erica Kirk. All sorts of really, really dark, deep shit that can't be ignored.
Definitely not. And at the beginning of it all, I was like, okay, this is getting out of control with these conspiracies. But now, no. I'm all ears for you. Show me a little bit of evidence to this twisted story of what the hell's going on.
Yeah, compared to what the FBI is giving us, like this has to be investigated more.
If you're
That's
telling me a hologram was sitting there and something came up from under the ground, whatever the heck someone's talking about, all right, let's hear it. That's where I'm at with this. Let's hear it. Like,
it's better than Cash's story.
yeah, it's bullshit. God.
But yeah, man, that was awesome. Tomorrow, I think we're gonna be going live right at 7:00 with Ryan.
Confirm that.
Yeah, if you want
Yes, sir.
7, right? Okay, cool.
Well, it says 6:30. We'll confirm with him, but we'll get that information.
6:37. I'll tweet it out in the morning and let you guys know. But stay tuned for that. And then either Eskinar is going to be coming on Thursday, Friday, or Monday. One of those days. So, this is going to be the topic. Hopefully, you guys can come to your own conclusion after watching each episode and getting a different perspective of each different person. Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned.
All right, man. I think we can cut it out here.